This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Today, most of Indiana took the next step as the state reopens in phases where you are now allowed to go.
Today, the phones have been crazy, and it's good. It's a good feeling.
Hair salons in certain counties reopened to the public today. We're working to find out what extra steps they're taking to keep you safe.
Normally, this campground would be filled this time of year. I'm Stephanie Wade, asking the governor why campgrounds and other businesses can't reopen just yet.
The Indianapolis Fire Department is looking for new recruits despite the COVID-19 pandemic. What you need to know to join the front lines with some of Indy's bravest.
Welcome into the news at 6. I'm Amanda Starrentino at the WRTV studios.
And I'm Mark Mullins, broadcasting from my temporary home studio as RTV6 continues to practice social distancing during the COVID-19 pandemic. And today, the State Health Department reports 32 new deaths from COVID-19 in Indiana. A total of 1,411 Hoosiers have died from the coronavirus. The state also confirms 511 new COVID-19 cases. That means 24,627 people in the state have been diagnosed with the virus. 146,688 people have been tested for the coronavirus. About 17% of them have tested positive for it.
And today, most of the state took the next step under Stage 2 of Indiana's roadmap to reopen. Restaurant dining rooms were allowed to open at 50% capacity. Hair salons and barbershops opened by appointment only. And these businesses were allowed to reopen in areas that have been in a Stage 2 for a week without any major issues. None of this happened in Marion County, though, because stay-at-home orders are still in place through Friday.
Phones have been ringing off the hook at many hair salons across our area as people call in to make appointments for the first time since March when salons closed. RTV6's Megan Sanctorum spoke with the owner of a Fortville hair salon to see how business is looking there and what changes customers can expect when they come in for an appointment.
It's a big day for hair salons and barbershops as they open back up to the public, but things look a little different inside these doors as they take extra precautions to keep you safe. You won't find the normal hustle and bustle inside this Fortville hair salon as they limit the number of clients inside and put extra safety measures in place.
Using the guidelines that they have given us, plus we've added some more ourselves for our protection, our family's protection, and the clients and their families.
Cindy Jackson owns CJ & Co. Hair Designs. She says it's been a rough few months full of uncertainty.
It is hard, very hard.
So she's grateful to be able to put her stylists back to work and provide an in-demand service. But she wants to make sure she's doing it in a safe way. Everyone who comes inside is required to wear a mask and have their temperature taken with this no-contact thermometer. Stylists are wearing disposable aprons and changing them between each client. They're also leaving more time between appointments to fully clean and disinfect their tools and workstations.
It's a lot to take in. We have a lot more precautions we're taking, a lot more things to do and think about.
But stylists say so far everyone has been understanding.
I think they're having a little bit of fun with the masks and temperature taking and things like that, and they're laughing at us in our new gear, our plastic capes and things.
Jackson says she's hoping these measures help prevent a second shutdown. And her message to those who think it may be too soon to reopen.
Maybe it is, but I think we have to move forward. I think we have to move forward slowly and safely, and that's what we're trying to do here, to make it as safe as we can.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
Once again, Marion, Monroe, and Cass counties are still under more strict guidelines, so you won't see salons opening there just yet. We're hoping to learn more about Marion County's stay-at-home order this week. It is set to expire on the 15th.
And not everyone was able to open up to customers today. RTV6's Stephanie Wade speaks with one local family-owned business. She works to find out why the state chose to delay opening campgrounds.
Normally, this place would be packed this time of year, but right now, the only people allowed to stay at the KOA campgrounds in Greenfield are essential workers and full-time RVers.
We specialize in creating a place for families to have fun, recreational camping.
But because of Governor Holcomb's stay-at-home orders,
people cannot do that right now. So right now we're only able to have essential workers here and those that live in their RVs. So it is very disappointing because this is our big season.
Springtime is huge for the Indianapolis KOA campgrounds. 90% of their business is RV camping. Typically, they'd be hosting many people right now for the Indy 500 and other events happening in the Circle City. But even without those events, they see no reason why their business has to come to a halt, with campgrounds unable to open until May 24th.
I think that is like starting a football game on the third quarter. People here are obviously very spread out. As you can see, our sites are huge.
According to the state's reopening plan, campgrounds are set to open in phase 3, the same day as gyms, fitness centers, pools, and movie theaters.
We really should have never closed. Hotels they have been open the whole entire time, but people can actually park their RV at a hotel, go stay at a hotel, and use someone else's amenities. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
The operations manager says it's mainly nurses who are staying at the campgrounds right now. Their playgrounds are closed, recreational areas closed, so everyone is fully contained in their own space. But that isn't changing the governor and state health commissioners' minds when we asked if they'd consider loosening restrictions today.
The thing with campgrounds are that when you first open something up and not everything else is open, everybody flocks to the campground.
How we gradually bring folks back online, we have to spread this out to make sure that the virus isn't spreading and that we can continue to dial up or down as we go.
Working for you.
And we're just very excited to have people here again.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And when they do open, KOA Corporate has provided their 500-plus locations across the country with a 37-page manual on how to keep spaces clean and other safety procedures. The Indianapolis KOA will plan on reopening May 24th.
WRTV's Rebound Indiana initiative is looking ahead at times that we get back on track. And for many of you, this might be the perfect time to fulfill a dream or change course when it comes to your career. The coronavirus pandemic is not stopping the Indianapolis Fire Department from moving forward filling firefighters' positions, but I found it is giving applicants some extra time to get in on joining Indy's bravest. With COVID-19 around, being a firefighter is a little different these days.
Gowns, goggles, masks, and all that stuff. So on top of the fire gear, now we have all this EMS gear that we're learning how to put on.
Usually during shift change, you want to talk to the firefighters or you're relieving. You have some camaraderie there, and now we are kind of avoiding talking to each other and interacting during shift change and stuff like that.
Still, Indianapolis firefighters Nico Periambata and Megan Ridley, who are relatively new to the force, feel this is their true calling.
For me, it was just staying determined, staying dedicated to what I wanted to do with my life.
Megan signed up for the challenge because she looks up to her brother.
A couple years ago, my brother got on, and it's just been that goal that I've always wanted now since I saw him, and I've been ready to do it.
Many share the dream of joining Indy's bravest. And now, thanks to stay-at-home orders and social distancing restrictions, the department has extended the deadline to May 15th to apply for the next recruit class, which begins in 2021. The process takes about 10 months to complete, and roughly 100 recruits will make the cut.
You need to make sure that you know as much as you can about the fire service, about the Indianapolis department, just keeping yourself knowledgeable, always looking to learn.
Both Nico and Megan say one thing is key if you really want to become a firefighter. Persistence is what will see you through.
It was actually my second time through the process before I got hired. So Going through it the first time, I was able to get a feel for how it was ran. The second time, I prepared a little better.
There's an application, a written standardized test, an oral interview, a physical test, and a mental health assessment. A step-by-step path leading the way to being a lifesaver.
There is nothing else in life that someone can offer me to do for a living that I would rather do than be an Indianapolis firefighter.
Again, the deadline to apply for the next recruit class, is May 15th, so you do have a few more days. Starting salary is $51,000 for the first year, and by their third year, firefighters are making more than $71,000 a year. If you'd like to read more about benefits and apply, we provided a link in this story at theindychannel.com/rebound.
New developments today. The Indiana Supreme Court ruled that Attorney General Curtis Hill's law license will be suspended for 30 days. This follows allegations that Hill committed sexual misconduct against 4 women at a 2018 party. Hill was accused of inappropriately touching the backs or buttocks of a state lawmaker and 3 legislative staffers in March 2018 at an Indianapolis bar. Hill has denied the allegations, and a special prosecutor declined in October to pursue any criminal charges against him. His law license will be suspended beginning May 18th. Hill's license will be reinstated automatically after the 30-day suspension. And this afternoon, Hill released a statement saying his Chief Deputy Attorney General, Aaron Nagengard, will assume all of the legal operations of the office beginning on May 18th and until Hill is reinstated on June 17th. Hill also says he respects the Supreme Court's ruling.
Restaurants all over the Hoosier State are welcoming customers back inside. I'm Brad Brown. We're live in Hendricks County. The Mayberry Cafe here in Danville has made some adjustments, and we'll show you how that will be putting some diners back in the seats.
And now for something completely different. The Indy-based Chip Ganassi racing team diving into a new global electronic off-road racing series. What is it? I'm Dave First. It's coming up in our Sports Extra Spotlight.
And another night of some very cold temperatures, areas of frost likely, but some signs of warmth. I'll let you know when the May warmth returns in your 7-day forecast.
Tonight on Court TV, join me for my exclusive conversation with Megyn Kelly after her big interview with the woman accusing Joe Biden. I'm Ashley Banfield, and we'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Brand new teaching series from Crossroads Church. This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Welcome back. Restaurants are starting to reopen around central Indiana, except for in Marion County.
And that includes an iconic spot in Danville. And that's where RTV6's Brad Brown is live tonight for our We're Open Indy segment. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Amanda and Mark, good evening. This is the kind of weather right now where a bowl of soup sounds good, or maybe a plate of Aunt Bee's fried chicken and meatloaf. That's what they got here at the Mayberry Cafe in Danville. They've had to wait a few weeks to welcome some diners back inside, but now that they have things reopened, at least a little bit, it's time for another dose of Hoosier hospitality. In the heart of Hendricks County is the Courthouse Square in Danville. Businesses around here are gradually coming to life as the state's phases continue to progress. At the Mayberry Cafe, they've been doing carryout for several weeks. Today, they're back to welcoming customers inside.
We felt a lot of love here, yeah. A lot of people came in, they were just trying to help us out and try and get us through this, and we really appreciate all that.
For 30 years, the Mayberry has been serving up plates full of nostalgia. But for the past couple of months, something had been missing.
The personal contact's been hard. Like I made a comment about just hugs. So your nature is to hug somebody, whether it's a shoulder hug or people you haven't seen in a while. So that part's been hard, and not seeing the faces that we're used to seeing as frequently.
The tables are a bit more spread out. The booths, they'll use every other one. Masks for the staff as well.
It's definitely a reset. I was just sharing with the lady that we bought masks from. I said it's kind of like learning our business all over again because there's new parameters.
Danville city officials have let the Mayberry set some tables up outside. Same for some other businesses. More options to keep their customers spread out.
Everybody seems to be pretty upbeat that everybody's helping each other out.
Otherwise, they're ready to get back to this new level of normal.
There's been, I think, a real community support and people come together. I don't know if it's American way or what, but I see a lot of people coming together and standing by each other.
We got a happy little place in there as well. Christine and Brad telling me that lunch was a little bit slow here on this first day. We've actually seen some people coming in and out already for dinner this evening. They suspect business will pick up as they get toward the weekend. That has been the case over the course of the last 7 or 8 weeks. A little more dinner, a little more weekends. That'd probably be the case around the area here. And their outdoor seating going to have to be a little bit warmer before they put anybody out there. Working for you live in Hendricks County tonight, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Thank you, Brad. And We Are Open Indy is RTV6's effort to showcase the businesses that are still open to make sure you know the options available to you. Go to our website, theindychannel.com/open, to see what restaurants and businesses are doing to still serve you. Kyle, it was nice to see him out there. It might have just been a little chilly.
Yeah, not exactly an eat out on the patio kind of day, but we're going to get back into that kind of weather this afternoon. Temperatures locked into the 40s, and we also had all that cloud cover, so no May sunshine out there either. Our temperatures in the 40s except for Bloomington. You made it into the lower 50s this afternoon. That wind, though, it's still an issue out of the northwest, so that cool direction around 10 to 15 miles per hour for us. And as we go through the evening hours and into the early overnight, we'll start to clear out those skies just a little bit, and temperatures as a result will fall through the 40s and eventually into the 30s. We do have that frost advisory from around Crawfordsville and Petersburg through Indianapolis and to Columbus and areas northeast. I think areas around Richmond will be the coldest in the eastern portion of the state. That's where temperatures could get down around the freezing mark. We'll call for an overnight low of 37 in Indianapolis, though, as those winds turn light and out of the south. As we go into the day tomorrow, we'll start off with some sunshine, so that'll be a nice change of pace from today. We get to the middle of the day, though, and those clouds do start to build back into the area. Even though you see a little bit of light green showing up there, I think it's going to be a dry Tuesday for us. A little warmer, and certainly we'll take any progress we can make here, getting into the upper 50s for that afternoon high on Tuesday. Some areas will make it to around 60 degrees, 62 for you even in the Rockville area, 60 in Bloomington and Columbus, and 58 in Rushville for your Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday, a very similar forecast. Could see a couple of showers. I think that would again be very isolated with temperatures topping out upper 50s to around 60 degrees. But then we're really going to start to dial up the warmth here as we go into the second half of the week. By Thursday, our temperatures pretty much skip over the 60s and get well into the 70s, and we're going to hold on to that going into the upcoming weekend with highs in the middle to upper 70s. That 7-day planning forecast for you, as we put everything together, you can see the high temperature in the lower 60s on Wednesday. With the warmth, though, we're going to come with a little bit of a trade-off here. It will be a more active weather pattern coming up for us. We're going to have a daily chance for some showers and thunderstorms. I don't think it's going to be all-day rains, and certainly as we get a little bit closer, we'll continue to monitor that for any chances of strong thunderstorms in the forecast going into the weekend.
All right, Kyle, thank you for the update on that. Racing series are looking at holding events without fans. NASCAR will do so this weekend. IndyCar is expected to do that in Texas next month.
And there's a new global series which already is planning to do that, but it's because of the remote locations they will race. A local team has already signed up for these extreme measures. Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
This isn't your typical dive into racing. Electric off-road SUVs going to some of the world's most remote locations. It's called Extreme E. And among the first to sign up, the team with the shop on the city's northwest side, Chip Ganassi Racing.
Refreshingly fun.
Mike Hall is the managing director of the team, with Chip now celebrating 30 years with his team.
30 years, Mike. A lot of history with this team. To get involved in something that's brand new like this, how far-reaching is this for you guys?
I think it's not as far-reaching as what you might be implying. The Chip Ganassi Racing has always been about innovation.
The racing series built on social purpose, with 12 teams using fully electric SUVs competing in locations directly affected by environmental changes like Senegal, Nepal, and Greenland, with any number of car manufacturers being represented.
The auto manufacturers are realizing, or have already realized, that 2023, 24, 25, 26, 50% of their fleets on the showroom floor are going to have to be non-fossil fuel engines. That is the technology going forward in the industry that we represent.
And there will be 2 drivers to each car, 1 male, 1 female. Even transportation between races will be different.
I love this concept of when the race is over, all the cars go onto a ship and then move on to the next race.
They literally purchased a freighter. It's the bottom level is where the vehicles will be, and that there'll be a workstation for each of the 12 teams there.
IndyCar will return soon enough, as will the other series. Chip Ganassi Racing will compete. The sights and sounds we're used to, augmented by something completely different.
How refreshing is it to kind of dabble in something new?
We've always represented the forward-thinking technology from the car manufacturing companies, but guess what? It's racing, and I look forward to Sunday.
And that might mean something for everyone. Dave First, RTV6 Sports. Hey, we continue to honor the graduating spring sport athletes. We call it the RTV6 Senior Salute. Tonight we head to Shortridge High School. Meet Andrew Velez, the senior captain for the Blue Devils, who took his leadership role very seriously, helping the underclassmen. Velez, one of the many who were displaced by the IPS closures a couple years ago, but found his footing at Shortridge to become one of the best shortstops in school history. He's walking on next season at Division I Fort Wayne. Good luck, Andrew. I'm Dave First with another RTV6 Senior Salute.
Brand new teaching series from Crossroads Church.
Tuesday brings a little more sunshine, but still quite a bit of cloud cover as we warm to around 60 degrees for the afternoon high. We're all looking for some warmth. We find that in the 7-day forecast. Those temperatures will make their way into the middle 70s by Thursday, and that comes with a chance for some scattered showers and storms into next week.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you for watching RTV6 here at 6.
World News Tonight with David Muir is next. We'll be back at 7.